to like it, but this is where I live and I love it. This ain't a travel brochure. It's my real life in the Philippines. A lot of people have opinions about where I've chosen to live here in the Philippines. Some love it, some dislike it, and some just don't get it. And that's fine. I'm not here to sell you sunshine and palm trees. I'm here to tell you why I stay. The good, the bad, and the reasons that matter most to me. So if you're looking for the real talk about expat life, no sugarcoating, stick around.
Start off with a couple cans of sardines to start the morning.
Dumaguete for me really feels family friendly. We cannot tell you the number of times we've been out at night with our daughter walking and seeing other families out with their kids. If we were a little more, I don't want to say aggressive, but a little more forward, talking to people, willing to open up more, there's no doubt we could have been making more family friends. But I don't know, I'm 50s, Adeline's 40s. We got a 6-year-old. Are we trying to really make friends with other 20-something-year-old couples we see out at night with their kids? It's not the way it's probably going to work. So living there, meeting people on a regular basis, going to the same locations like at the gym, there's a lot of people we meet doing our daily routine stuff in our little circle. Eventually you do start to meet them, you do start to make connections, and some of them have kids, so then our daughter would get to hang out with their kids potentially, maybe go swimming or something. Being in Dumaguete, I always felt safe. I've never been anywhere, I've never been in a position where the hair stood up on the back of my neck. I'm like, this is not a safe spot. This is not a safe situation. I see people that I don't feel safe around. I'm one of those guys, my head's on a swivel. I'm always looking around for the most part. And I just, I see what I see. You expect with some of the things that you see. But did I ever see anything that really like, oh man, this is just awful? I expect the homelessness. I expect the street people. I expect certain things when I'm in certain locations in the Philippines. So none of that is like alarming to me. I'm always relaxed. I never feel like I have to get out of here anywhere I go. I know it's a topic of conversation a lot for senior citizens especially. They got more to worry about. And I'm past trying to give advice for those things. I just don't see a whole lot of those problems. Of course it happens everywhere you go, but if you don't look like a target, you don't make yourself look like a target, if you don't look easy to approach, not a lot of people want to approach you, and sometimes that's good. That's a lot to do with me as well. I don't want to look too friendly too often. I don't want to look approachable to everybody. People's like mean, or you might look aggressive. I was like, yeah, it works for me. It works. And a lot of people are like that. I don't need people that I don't know walking up to me very often. Occasionally here and there, it's okay. Especially if I can tell, they're coming in a friendly manner. You can tell when some people in the world are walking up to you because they got something to really say to you, or maybe they want to talk. Then there's people who's walking up to you, rarely, but it happens sometimes, and you got your eyes open, what's going on here? This ain't normal. The person don't look like the normal situation. Most people have these things kind of under control in life, so a lot of the worry warts out there, a lot of the older guys I see mostly talking about it. Is it safe? Who I don't see saying that a whole lot? Guys who are active, guys who exercise a little bit. They don't talk a whole lot about, are they safe? Are they safe? Mostly it comes from people who have a little bit more to worry about. They might need to be with friends. They might need to be walking with company. I don't know. That's a tough one for everybody. I don't see it. I look around for it all the time. Not saying it's not there, but I don't see it personally, and I keep my eyes out a lot, especially when my daughter's around, wife's around. Even when they're a few feet away from me, I'm always watching.
Daddy, can I play, please?
Where you want to play?
Here.
Yeah, it didn't take her 2 minutes to find the first spot with shade and sit down. She has no interest in going up to that wall and watching the water.
Daddy, come on, just get it.
Get what?
Oh.
Huh?
Whoa.
What do you want? All right, you want to go get the scooter and we go to Fil-Am?
Yeah, but no one's not here.
I know.
Dad, give it now.
Give what?
Dad, phone.
You want my phone?
Yeah, I want to play it with it.
Come here. Wipe your mouth off on my shirt. Your mouth got stuff. Dried milk.
Now,
Yeah.
I knew when I got here, you know, if you get into some routines, being close to the city, being close to places that you're going to visit a lot, you're going to make friends, you're going to make acquaintances, you're going to get to be known in the area. I was right. Gym bros. I couldn't imagine what would happen if I was here for 12 months straight. 12 months straight, I'd probably have 15, 20 gym bros. Coffee drinks, you know, hanging out, going walks on the boulevard, hanging out, just talking, chit chats. You find the restaurants through gym bros. You know, some people do coffee shop bros or whatever. I don't do the coffee shop a whole lot anymore. You know, I got a daughter. I can't be sitting around coffee shops for 2 and 3 hours a day, you know, just hanging out with other dudes. The gym for an hour, hour and a half, 15, 20 minutes of talking every once in a while with some buddies. Maybe going running at night with one, or, you know, maybe grab a lunch with someone else. Yeah, that's perfect. That's about the right speed for me at this point. Hold my hand. Wait a minute. You gotta look left. See the scooters coming left? Watch him. Wait till after he goes. All right, come on. Wait. Hey, you see cars coming?
run.
All right, come here. Let's go. Hey, buddy. Where you gonna sit? I know. I just said. I was like, I saw that face and I went, "Who else is here?" I don't see many people ever vlog in Harwood. Well, not with this one. This one, it shoots everything. Come here, sit.
That's the inside, the outside.
Come here. Get out of the way. Hang on. I gotta get you something. What do you want? So far, I was absolutely right. I knew what I wanted when I came here, and after 2 years of spending as much time as I have here in this particular region, Negros Occidental, Dumaguete, Darwin, Valencia, Cebu, I was right. This, without a doubt, checked all my boxes, including the boxes I already knew that was going to be told to me that was negative. The negative stuff from this little province, this little area, all the little quirks and the issues that you got to deal with living here. I already knew what they were, and it's okay with me. I get it, I understand it, and I just roll with the punches. It's about all you can do here. My expectations were never over the top. I knew there was a traffic issue here and there, but I've lived in Cebu City for over a couple years, so I know what traffic is. And to me, Dumaguete's traffic is not anywhere near being bad. May not be great compared to some other provinces, but it's not bad in my mind. Cebu City can get bad. So I can always get around to Dumaguete. I've had issues on days where it's traffic. There's other ways around the city. You can turn around, you can go in different directions. There's all kinds of things you can do to get around Dumaguete. And honestly, I'm never even out that much in those time frames, so I'm not even worried about it. Buying land in the Philippines? Oh, this has been fun. Let me just tell you about that. Needs its own separate video, but trying to buy land in the Philippines when you don't have a personal friend, somebody to depend on in the Philippines yet, a broker, a real estate agent, the words, I got a friend that sells real estate, you know, my friend's an agent, this person's an agent. You will meet a lot of people who are agents. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't, maybe they're aspiring to be, who knows. I can tell you, it's a tricky thing to deal with real estate in the Philippines. We went looking at properties that were nowhere near the description of what we thought we were going to look at. Didn't matter how good we vetted the properties, just completely off the wall, had nothing to do with what we were supposed to be looking at. And after a while, you just quit looking. I mean, I just quit looking because they were not even close to something I would want to live in. So when you go property hunting, there's going to be a couple things. Either you're not going to be very picky and you're excited, you just want to be somebody who's, I got a property. And there's people, oh, I found a property last week, you know, they looked in one day and found something. The whole time you're looking at property, one of the things that goes through your mind while you're actually looking and trying to make a real decision is the property even available? The owners haven't been contacted in over a year. You go look at a property and you might be interested in it. Then the call is made to even see what the price is. That price that you was told, it's just a number. It wasn't real. It was fictitious. It might have been a number at some point in time. It might have been a number 3 years ago. Who knows? It's just a property that they think they know the number to who the owner might be. And maybe they don't even know who the owner is anymore. But we've seen properties where we didn't even know who the owner was. And honestly, it's one of those moments where you go, nope, nope, nope. This is not where you get upset. This is the Philippines, and this is what you know is going to happen most likely, especially when you're trying to be pickier. You want something that fits a real idea of what you was looking for, certain size, boundaries, maybe something you can grow into over time. You can build and add on to it like I want to do. I want a specific type of property. It ain't easy. Getting correct information is going to take time. Finding people that you trust, obvious type of things like these, you know, trust is a big thing. There are so many people who are going to come after you to try to sell you property. It really gets difficult to know who to even respond to, because you can't respond to everybody. There's too many. If you respond to everybody, you're just going to be overwhelmed. It's not even possible. I unfortunately was not able to respond to everybody. I had to even quit even trying because it's just a numbers game. 1 in 5. If I tried to respond to everybody, there's no way I could do it all. Too many comments, too many messages, putting your info out into the world to see who might be interested in trying to help. You put yourself out there to too many things. So I was willing to do that though, just to see the experience, and it wasn't a good one. Boulevard this year, it was kind of a mess. A lot of tents, a lot of vendors. You know, I kind of leave that to my own opinion. You know, I didn't care for it very much. Didn't like the look of it. You know, people got to make money. They need businesses, so I'm not here knocking nobody's business. But when they closed up and they were gone, visually, the boulevard looked a lot better. And of course, the whole time I was there, the boulevard was a wreck. You know, they're doing construction on the boulevard, the fences along the street, going out to eat at night, you know, you can't see the ocean. So that was kind of, it didn't, you know, I didn't even go out to eat that much on the boulevard at all because the views weren't very good. I assume that'll be done, you know, at some point in time, but, you know, that wasn't a great time this year. Last year, I really enjoyed being on the boulevard. I really went to the boulevard basically every day, it seemed like. I know realistically, but 5 days a week at least, I was at the boulevard running, exercising, walking, filming, talking, you know, just random things, but I was always there. This year, I didn't, you know, rarely did I go to the boulevard very much. Once a week maybe on an average. Here we are on the same vlog, just a few more minutes later. I'm all the way back up at the boulevard now. Starbucks right over there across the street. You know, I've gone through all the streets in that little circle I went to. We're gonna hit some more of them tomorrow. You know, the more I walk, the more the city just gets smaller. So even though you know there's plenty to do here, it doesn't seem so much anymore. You know, you got this view here. You know, you got the ships out there in the yard. whatever you want to call that. You know, I can make videos all day long talking about the problems here. People who are going to keep moving on, they will. They'll make those videos. This isn't their home. They don't have a real reason to be here. What do they call them? A wanderer or a vagabond or something? They just wandering, using the location as, you know, get views. This isn't home. They always come back. You notice how those one people, you know, they're going to move on. 2 weeks later, well, I'm back. Yeah. Still, even when they come back, it's not their home. They come over here a lot and they tell you all the problems. They tell you the problems, a lot of it, because they know it's not home and they're going to be moving on again. If this is home, I'm not going to come on here and start downplaying what I don't like about it. There's things here for sure I don't love, I don't dislike, but you know, I don't know what the budgets are like for these places. You know, do they have money to repair things faster? You know, I'm not getting into all the guessing and pretending what the other people will say, but you know, it's got potential to do a lot better. The location is amazing. It's so close to being able to get to where you want to go so quickly. You know, daughter's enjoyed every night. We brought her down here for the last 4 times. She's had fun, went home sweaty as can be, kind of worn out, laughed, played. You know, that's all you can hope for. Have some fun, no injuries, laugh and have a good time. And yeah, if it wasn't for me making them get out of the house, they would have been just fine sitting at home in an air conditioner doing something on a tablet. And if we were back in Kentucky, they definitely would have been doing that. So again, you're kind of forced to do things differently over here if you want to change your life. But I kind of keep coming back to it. It's the atmosphere here that's not so bad. You know what, I'm gonna do one little walk through up here on the boulevard by all the supposed problems. You know, I was out here last night sitting on the boulevard having dinner with a new friend. Been talking for almost a year at this point, but just met each other last night. Had a chance to really get to know him and see the potential in that friendship in the future. Again, he's a couple years away from probably living here permanently, but that's why we started vlogging last year. Seeing other vloggers who were 10, 15 years older than me, starting channels, it was so obvious. Don't wait, start now. You have a 10-year run to make these friendships be that much further along, and it's proven exactly to be that case. I sat out here last night watching these expats, tourists, whichever ones they were, whatever category they fell into. You know, I just saw guys out smiling at each other, trying to get to where they were going. I sat outside for probably 3 hours just watching people. Probably saw a couple hundred expats go by. I met a couple of them, finally getting recognized just a little bit by a few expats in this area. Knew that I lived in Kentucky and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, guess you watch the channel then if you know that. There's no doubt making friendships here over time. It's just a matter of you being here. I watched other guys meet other guys' friends. They get together. There is a chance here to really bond with people. Sure, there's always going to be those bad apples out there, but I'm telling you, if you got a decent head on your shoulders, man, you can make lots of friendships here. You can't ask for more than that really in life, just not to be lonely as you get older. We're all going that route. You might as well enjoy it a little bit, have some company, share it, look after one another. And a lot of people who's bragging about that isolation lifestyle, man, nobody's envious. Nobody's craving that. You can pretend that's the thing to have, but if you was wanting to be isolated, you wouldn't be out there trying to tell the world about being isolated. You'd just be isolated. But usually it's the isolated guys, the first ones on the message boards to tell you how great their life is to all the people they can get to listen to them. They're not being isolated. They got to be in the mix. So, yeah, you know, there's somebody ain't going to like to hear that, but that's just the reality of it. You know, if your life is great being isolated out there in the country, away from all the expats that you can't stand, you notice you're always the one messaging. You're always the one that's got a comment for people.